Hey, hey, hey. It's Dr. Kre. We are going to get started in about 3 minutes. The weather is okay here. It's pretty windy and very rainy. It's rained all day. But as the time has gone by, the wind has actually picked up a good bit. So, it is windy in Birmingham. So, thank you for joining. When you get here, will you please let me know you're here? Put your name in the inside of the chat, and we will start talking. Hey, Tanya. We'll start talking in about 2 minutes. We're going to talk about stress and if stress is causing you to have anxieties, essentially. That's what we're going to be talking about. But we are praying. Hey, Darlene. We are praying that everyone that's affected by Irma, that they are doing well. Hey, Mama Rudolph, that they are doing well, that they're safe. I've seen some of the footage, and it's pretty sad. It's a lot of more flooding than I'd anticipated. So a lot of flooding, a lot of homes destroyed. We have some of our family here in town that they've come to get away from Florida. So we're happy to be a place of safety and refuge for those that needed to have a safe place to go. So we are praying for everyone. Our thoughts and prayers are with you if you're affected by Hurricane Irma. And now Jose is on his way, and Katia is doing her thing down there. It's just like a lot of unrest, so we need to be praying. So when you come into the show, please put your name in the chat so I can say hello to you. I enjoy speaking to you. Thank you for coming and spending your Monday nights with me. We are going to talk tonight about 7 ways to know if stress and being overwhelmed is causing you to have anxiety. So we're going to get started in, it's 7:03. Okay, so when you get here, make sure you say, hey, Sharika. So make sure to let us know, hey, Valmika. Make sure to let me know that you're here. It's 7:03, and you know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician, and I'm rocking my afro tonight. And I specialize in what's important to you. So through my practical tips and my education, I help you to make better health decisions for yourself. So when you know better, you can do better. So there's no reason for being sick and not knowing what to do, because you're getting education here. And my shows are based on the things that you've asked and inquired about. So we talk about them. So tonight we are going to talk about if being stressed and overwhelmed is adding to anxiety. Hey, Miss Andrea, thanks for joining. So the first thing to know that if you're going through your day, you're at work, and you start to have some palpitations, that's with cause or without cause. Say, for instance, what I mean by that is, hey, I was anxious because I should have been anxious. There's some things that happen in your life that you're like, yeah, I should have been nervous about that. I should have been anxious. So if you start getting some palpitations, so number 1, palpitations are a sign that you are either overly anxious or getting overwhelmed in some kind of way, whether you know it or not. So number 1, Darlene, can you put number 1 for us? Palpitations. You get palpitations. So that is one way to know if you're like, that is not normal. So in no given day should you be having palpitations. If you are having signs of palpitations, you need to call your doctor, because you need to get things checked, like your thyroid, like your blood count. Because oddly enough, when you are anemic, you can have a fast heart rate. When your thyroid is overactive or hyperthyroidism, you can have issues with your heart beating really fast. And then also anxiety is the other thing that can cause you to have a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is the other thing that causes you to have palpitations. So be mindful of that. If you're starting to get palpitations, it is not a normal thing. That should not be happening. And also, while you're there, your doctor will probably order an EKG in the office just to see if the electricity of your, the flow of your heart rhythm is right. So number 1, palpitations. Darlene, somebody type in number 1, palpitations. Number 2 is hyperventilating. So you're going through your day just normal, and you're like, start to get warm and worked up, and your heart starts beating fast. You start breathing hard, and That's hyperventilating. That should not be happening. We should not be kind of working ourselves up to the point of hyperventilation. So number 2, Vamika, can you write number 1, palpitations, and somebody type number 2 in as hyperventilating or getting anxious enough to that you're like, oh, starting to really breathe fast and all that kind of stuff. So that is, hey Michelle, that is not normal. So palpitations are a sign that you could be overworked, overstressed, kind of getting some anxiety. Number 2 is hyperventilating. And you may not be hyperventilating to the point where you're like, you need to use a bag, a brown paper bag or whatever. But you could be doing it to the point of you're like, my breathing isn't right. I'm really having to be mindful and stop and take some deep breaths in. Hey, Miss McCants. We talking about anxiety tonight. We're talking about if you're overworked, overwhelmed, overstressed, and if it's causing you to have some anxiety tonight. I typed in the title, but I guess it didn't translate over when I actually hit and started to go live. But I'll make sure I add it on there. So number 1, you can have palpitations. Number 2, even ever so slightly, you may start having some hyperventilation, which is not normal in any stretch of the imagination. Number 3, you may start to have some sweating. Not like your normal, like, okay, I got armpit sweats that you can get under your arm. We're mostly talking about, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like flush. You're like, your brow is wet, your neck is wet, just sweating in places that you're not really supposed to be sweating in because it's really not hot, or your office is usually pretty cool and you're like, I'm finding myself getting sweaty and I need to kind of sit down. Or if it's an option, I feel like I need to walk outside and get a little fresh breath of fresh air. That is not normal. So having palpitations is normal. Feeling like you want to hyperventilate is normal. And starting to sweat in your brow and, under your neck and just dripping where you're like, I shouldn't be sweating. Not your normal sweat. Number 4 is nausea. So if you feel like, okay, not that you ate something bad the night before, not that you have an acid reflux that's causing you problems, you just in the middle of the day like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling quite nauseated for no good reason. That could be another sign of what I like to call a nervous stomach. You just like, man, I just don't feel right. My stomach is queasy. I really don't have a reason for my stomach to be queasy, but it is. So you're like, yeah, that could be a problem. So we might want to make sure that we're checking ourselves to make sure that we're not having palpitations, because that's not normal. We're not hyperventilating, even so slightly. Ms. McCann said it sounds like menopause symptoms. Right. And just so that you say that, menopause can affect, of course, it's hormonal. So you can have moodiness, being hot. You can have irritable symptoms to go along with your changing of life. So these do go along with menopause symptoms. So it's a hyperventilating was number 2. Sweating of the palms, sweating of your neck. Hey, Ava. Sweating on your neck, sweating on your brow. Was number 3. And number 4 is being nauseated or having a nervous stomach. That is not normal. Like, those aren't things that should be happening on a regular basis without cause. Things that can cause nausea, acid reflux, even if you got allergy season, sinuses, drainage down the back of your throat. Hey, Persephone. Drainage down the back of your throat. All of that is normal things that can add to your nausea. But if you're like, I'm nauseated for no reason, that's a problem. Number 5 is irritable bowel. So what do we mean by irritable bowel? Hey, Kajina. Irritable bowel can be one or two ways. Irritable bowel can be where you get very running stools or having some diarrhea. Hey, Alvina, some diarrhea, or you can have locked up on your stools. You can get constipated. So you're like, okay, so if I'm running to the bathroom every 5 minutes because one, my nervous stomach has caused my stomach to be overactive, that's a problem. And irritable bowel is actually a true diagnosis. I have people that have irritable bowel syndrome, and they can either have constipation predominant. There are medicines out there for that. And it can even be diarrhea predominant, which there are medicines for that. But the very hard thing to treat is the person that has anxiety and they have irritable bowel, and that irritable bowel swings back and forth. So you're like, oh Lord, this morning I was constipated, but now I just gotta go. that is all in the guise under irritable bowel. That is very, very, very hard to treat because I'm trying to keep you balanced. So I don't want to give you a medicine that's going to make you constipated. Or I don't want to give you medicine that's going to make you have diarrhea. So one of the things that we recommend if you have irritable bowel symptoms are making sure to have, hey Ronnie, making sure to have some probiotics or eating a yogurt a day. That helps to give you in some really good good bacteria to replace the bad bacteria. So having a lot of good bacteria in your system is actually really, really, really good for you. So palpitations can be problematic. Hyperventilation, it can be an issue. Sweating on your palms, on your brow, under your chin. You know, just like not normal sweating. You know what normal sweating is for you. And if it's anything outside of that that's not normal, that's a problem. Nausea and irritable bowels. That's either swinging you too much constipation or too much diarrhea. So that can be a sign that you're having some anxiety. Number 6 is decreased sleep. If you're spending your nights worrying, and even if that's an unconscious worry. So you know how you can have something on your mind and you're like, oh my goodness. You dreamed about whatever that something was that you had no business. You thought that you had left it in your daytime. You left it at work, or you left it with your girlfriends, or you even left it with Jesus. But you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get any rest because I was up thinking all night about whatever that write-up I got today, or that comment that my boss made, or that comment my coworker made. So make sure that you're able to try and figure out how to turn your mind all the way off, because that can be very problematic. You know that we talked about if you don't get enough sleep at night, you can have problems with gaining weight. We don't want to add to your weight. We want you to be fresh and just be able to do all the things to the maximum, to your maximum potential. Know that decreased sleep can also be depression symptoms as well. So just make sure that we're not just skimming over the fact that, oh, I'm getting 3 hours of sleep tonight, every night. That is not normal. We want to shoot for 6 hours to 8 hours a night. That's our goal. Hey, Miss Pam, that's our goal. But we know I'll get 5 and I'm happy with 5. I'm even happy if I get more than that. But just know whatever your normal is, 3 and 4 should not be your hours of sleep, should not be your normal. Okay, number 7. And if you always have a sense of worry, like that feeling that, oh my gosh, something bad is going to happen. I just know it. I just feel it. I can tell. And you're like, well, the sun is shining. The birds are chirping. Everybody around you are like, the sun is shining. The birds are chirping. Things are well. It's 70 degrees. And there's not a cloud in the sky. But you have that in the back of your mind. Oh my gosh, something bad is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen. I know something bad is going to happen. That in itself is a sign that you need some kind of help. That you should not just be worrying all of the time. Something good should come out of your day. Every single day. So those are 7 signs that we could be having some stress that could be leading us down the road to anxiety. Palpitations, hyperventilating, sweaty palms, sweaty brow, excess sweating, nausea or nervous stomach, irritable bowels, that's either too much diarrhea, too much constipation, out of the ordinary. That can be problems with sleeping. Hey, Miss Pam. I know that a lot of people probably needed this, just anxiety in general because of all the unrest in the weather. The global warming, the hurricanes, and all of that. That can be problematic and gives us a lot to actually worry about. So I said number 6 was sleep, and number 7 was having a sense of worry all the time. So of course, you know I love y'all. I'm always trying to give you a bonus. So I'm not going to tell you about stress, being overwhelmed, and anxiety, and not give you ways to make it better. So what can you actually do to make this better? Instead of going straight to a pill or medication, there are some things that we can do. You can meditate, get your little cool, calm, collective music off YouTube or wherever. Let that music play. Get you some essential oils or some incense. Kind of set the tone, a positive tone. Those are things that kind of lighten the mood for me. Making sure that the atmosphere is set that, you know what, today I'm going to have a really good day. You have to have some positive affirmations for yourself. You know, every day getting up saying, I believe this is going to be a good day. Or today's going to be the day that I just do well, I do better. Hey D, hi Dr. D. I do well, I do better. All of these things are things that you have to change your mindset. So first, it's going to start with your mindset. So getting up, looking in the mirror and saying, hey, today's going to be a good day. You know, in your best Ice Cube voice, today going to be a good day. So positive affirmations, positive intentions. You can do meditation, like I said. You can have breathing exercises. When you feel all of that rising up in you, hey, Miss Diane, rising up in you, you can say, okay, this is what I need to do. When I start doing that, you can do your best Whitley Gilbert, relax, relate, release, if that works. Or you can do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that was our Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Some other show had something like that. Or you can just say, hey, you know, I'm going to do my deep breathing exercises. No one has to know that you're doing that and trying to keep yourself calm. You know, you can just step out, say, hey, I need a bathroom break. I'm going to the bathroom. Get in there, turn that water on, and you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or you relax, you relate, you release, and then just kind of hit your reset. Because sometimes you need a reset button to hit in the middle of the day. So, positive affirmations. Deep breathing exercises. You can also try counseling. Counseling is a lot of things, especially in the black community, that we kind of shun away from. Say, oh, Jesus will fix it, in which I believe in Jesus, and I think he will. I know that he fixes all things, but he gives us resources and, you know, outlets where there are people that are there to listen to us. They're there to give unbiased opinions, because I can call Vermika and fuss and tell her everything that's going on. She'll be like, girl, that's right, you did that. But a counselor, on the other hand, is going to listen to you, and they'll let you just go and go and go and go. And then a lot of times they will answer your question with a question. Say, well, how could you have done it better? How could you have responded to that better? How could you, put it back on you and make sure you're thinking through what you put out there in the atmosphere? Because a lot of times we're not thinking. We're just in a moment. We're just upset. We're just venting. And our friends are there just to listen and to edge us on. Because if we are friends and we are for one another, if I'm upset, 9 times out of 10, she upset too. I'm upsetting her about whatever I'm calling, saying, did you know he said this? Or did you know she said this and she did that and she did that? Yeah, no. So we need to make sure that we find us some unbiased people to talk to. And counselors are great. Here, hey Matt. Here we recommend Kre Me. She is a counselor, licensed counselor with Work in Progress. She does an amazing job. We also refer to Grayson and Associates. And even as a family medicine physician, I do a great deal of counseling. I have some people that I'm like, okay, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of your husband's death. How about I see you every month leading up to that? Or it's almost Christmas, and Christmas is a hard time. How about I see you leading up to that? And it's really just, let's talk about it. We can check your blood pressure while you're here, because as you get stressed, hey, Dr. Lakeisha, as you get stressed, your blood pressure can go up. As you get stressed and anxiety goes up, you tend to eat more. You may be overeating. Your blood sugars may go up. You may have my mama was telling Zoe the other night, she was like, Zoe, we're women and we don't fuss. We don't cry and we don't whine. We just emotionally eat. So she was teaching her about emotionally eating. I was like, don't do that, because that is what we do as women. We kind of emotionally eat. We just kind of say, hey, tonight I had a bad day and I'm going to have some ice cream. I'm going to really enjoy me a bowl of ice cream. And that's okay to do that. We can't do that every single night if you're in a stressful situation every day. We got to have better ways of letting out or of having an outlet. So breathing exercise, meditation, we talked about positive affirmations, counseling, and then yes, there are medications out there. So here in Birmingham recently, there was a big family medicine practice that was closed down because of writing a lot of prescription drugs. So a lot of doctors, no matter where you are, they are starting to cut down on the amount of anxiety medicines, the amount of pain medicines. And I think next week we'll talk about pain medicines and opiates and that epidemic, because I think that needs to be addressed. But just FYI, a lot of doctors are shying away from that. So you can't go in your doctor's office and be like, yes, I'm stressed out, I'm having anxiety, I'm panicking, I'm freaking out, and I need you to write me some Xanax. This the look I do. Yeah, no. Hey, Miss Amelia. No, that's not going to happen. So we're not going to do that first. Hey, Shioki, we're going to try and do those other things first before we get to Xanax, before we get to Klonopin, before we get to Ativan, because that's a problem. Those are all things that can lead to being addicted. You can be addicted to. People will steal them. People will hit you in the head. People will kill you over those kind of medications because the street value is so rich. So you have to be careful just going straight to those kind of medications. But the medicine can help you calm down quicker, very quickly. But you can also do antidepressants can double as anti-anxiety medications. So Zoloft, it helps with depression and it helps with anxiety. Celexa helps with depression, helps with anxiety. Prozac helps with depression, helps with anxiety. Also a whole nother class of medication that as African Americans that we just decide to say like, no, I do not want to be on any of those medicines because everybody's going to think I'm crazy. No. If that's what you need and you need it for a season, that's okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to be on it for the rest of your life. You can do medication with counseling and say, hey, in 6 months, let's see where we are and see about weaning off of the medications. And know, FYI, that you cannot just stop either of those class of medications cold turkey. It will have you feeling bad. So in Xanax and Klonopin, that class, if you're taking them on a regular basis, you have to slowly wean yourself off of it and come off of them. Just like you do Zoloft and Prozac. And it will have you standing on top of your head if you do not. Like, you're not going to just be like, I'm not going to do this. I'm done. I'm not going to do what Dr. Kre said do. I'm just going to quit this. No, don't do that. Because we don't want you in the hospital. We want you to slowly wean off of the medications so that you can have the best, so it doesn't shock your body after your body's used to it. So you need to give your body time to get off of it and get used to not being on it. So just be mindful. If your doctor recommends it, take it to heart. Go home, think about it, pray about it, ask around about it, but make sure that you know that your doctor, you trust them with your life. You trust them to take care of your blood pressure. You trust them to take care of your diabetes. Why not trust them to take care of your anxiety? Why not trust them to take care of your depression? There are things out there. So also, last point is, if you are prescribed something for anxiety, that's one of those longer acting medications like Prozac, Zoloft, Celexa, they can take up to 6 weeks to get in your system all together. So this not anything you're gonna take for 3 days and be like, yeah. No, it doesn't. In 3 days, your body can't tell that you've had the medicine. So it's an additive effect. So every day it gets in your body a little bit more, gets in your body a little bit more, gets in your body a little bit more. So it takes up to about 6 weeks for you to get the maximum potential of the medication. So usually if I start you on a medicine for anxiety or depression, I follow up in about 4 weeks or 6 weeks. And I say, hey, don't stop this medicine before you come back here. Okay? We're not going to do that. We're going to take this medicine for the 6 weeks like we're supposed to. And then after that, I'll see you in 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and I will adjust the medication. At that point, we can say, oh, do we need to go up? Do we need to go up on the dose? Yes. Do we need to go down on the dose? Yes. Or do we not need medicine at all? Then we can start trending back. So there you have it. These are signs that your job or your day-to-day life or your man or your mate or your wife or your spouse, that is the stress is causing you to be sick. So if you're having palpitations, hyperventilation, sweating of the palms, nausea, a nervous stomach, irritable bowel symptoms, that's either too much constipation or too much diarrhea. If you're having decreased amount of sleep, and if you're having a sense of worry, like you just worry all the time, everybody's like, oh, here she comes because you're worrying. So just know that those are the 7 signs that you need to be looking for. And as a bonus, thank you, Amika, for being an amazing assistant tonight. Deep breathing, counseling, meditation, words of affirmation. I said counseling already. And then drugs as a last resort. So, any questions? Any questions? So y'all be safe out there with Irma and Jose and Katia and whoever else is on this way. Make sure to watch the news and be mindful that is just an estimate. We have to make the wise and the best decision for our home and our family. So if it's crazy out there and it looks like it's getting crazy, go somewhere else. But I think we're on the downhill of it. So if there are no questions, you know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I'm a board certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in what's important to you through my practical tips and my educational shows. I help you learn to take care of you, be the best you. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you. Hey, Sandria. Somebody said, can I have a glass of wine? Yes, you can have a glass of wine, but not every night. A glass of wine every night can aggravate your liver function. So thank you guys for coming. Hey, Sandria. Thank y'all for coming. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I'm board certified family medicine physician. I specialize in what's important to you. You can follow me here on Facebook at Dr. Kre. That's DOCTORKRE. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace to the people. Be safe. Thank you. Thanks, Ava. Thanks, Alvina. Darlene. Oh, yes. Just one glass every other night or every couple of nights. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Bye.